Hey guys, what's up? Blast here, and today I'm going to be showing you some kind of useful things I've kind of discovered and thought of for use with the new barrier block added in 1.8. Now, it's unbreakable. That's something you've got to remember about it. So, players who aren't creative can't destroy it. But you can see like the little borders of it, like yeah, even if it disappears, you still see the borders of it. But anyway, so yeah, let's just get into this. So you have maybe like a small arena or something. This is just kind of part of one I made up that would have been like a circle or something. But so you've got these here, and normally people won't be able to jump over them, but just because of the design, like they can't, and so they'll try maybe go back a few rows and then try and jump over that way, and that would work. But as you can see, we have barriers here. If I just take them off, do a run and jump, so you can still get through. And now, so basically, all you've got to do really is put the barriers not like here, because that'll stop people like getting right up to the barrier, like the fence, to see over things. So you want to just like leave a gap, then put it above, so that way they can't like jump as well. So they can't like jump and be irritating over there, and neither can they like jump over the barrier, like the fence from here. So that's that. And something cool I noticed with cobblestone fences is that if you like look, you can see that it's flat until there's an end or like a corner in it. But because these count as blocks being placed on top of it, they you see like this would, they add another like an extra post in the wall, and so you can just do that at intervals and kind of make cool patterns with it and stuff. So that's that. And the next one I find quite funny, which is actually pretty cool, is you can make like floating torches, or just kind of like floating items that like normally wouldn't be there. So you can kind of have like this like medieval fantasy magical candly floatiness. Not much really else to explain other than that, but all it is really just putting a barrier and then having a torch on top of it. So yeah, that's basically that. You can use that in a variety of different creations and stuff. Over here, you can kind of like imprison like entities and mobs and stuff, and just kind of have them floating or whatever, which I think is actually pretty cool. And he's just a cool thing though is I did kind of find weird is that when I had this on like normal or whatever, there were like zombies crowded underneath here, just kind of like trying to get the villager. So you could still be detected by mobs through these blocks. And you can do like weird illusions and whatever with them. So yeah. Let's kind of do like weird like little zoos or whatever, I don't know. Over here you can kind of like make floating words out of like lava and water. So I didn't get one set up here, but you can see you can just kind of have them kind of like surrounded with barriers. The best thing to do probably if you're doing this was make it out of glass, then world edit and replace it into barrier, and then replace and then basically it would remove all the seams on the glass that make it like look all really bad and that. Anyway, over here, if you're building a part of your server and you kind of want it off limits, you can just barrier up the door, and so it's not like having a giant door in it that they can switch or whatever, like, because switching and stuff, you might want that enabled in your spawn, like to open doors of other buildings, but here you don't really want that. And glass kind of looks weird, and bars probably don't quite fit it, so this can always blend in for like the whole RP thing. I don't know, but yeah, it's still something to take into account. Over here's kind of a bit like less useful, but trolling, who cares. You could basically just encase it like around a wall behind it and underneath it with barriers, and they see diamonds, and then they're like trying to and then over here we can have floating signs. This is quite nice having these here. It'd be a nice effect for spawn, for instance. Say that you wanted to have them in certain areas. even though if you copy and paste signs with world edit, they'll float anyways. But if you put a block next to them, or like to the side, not behind them, but like kind of to the side here, I don't know, it just does a chunk update or something, and then it just removes them. But yeah, anyways, you can do a lot with these, so that's potentially a lot of fun for servers. Over here, this is kind of a bit grim, but you know, kind of like a bouncing cow thing. You kind of have like floating blood by putting redstone on top of barriers. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Although something like weird I noticed earlier is if you see on top of it, you can see it's there. But if I go underneath it, it's gone. But you can still see the barriers there. It's weird because it doesn't do that with any other block. It could potentially be something cool if you were making like weird mazes and maps and stuff, and you wanted like certain clues to be given away. I'm not really sure how you could put that into work, but it's just another thought. And then over here, seeing as they've added this like armor, like whatever it is, like it's kind of like an armor. I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of like a holding thing. I don't know what they call them. And apparently it really doesn't want to appear today on... Oh, it's probably in here. There we go. Yeah, an armor stand, that's it. Because these are new, and I doubt that, you know, basically 1.8 buckets, you know, Spigot hasn't been out yet. So when it does, all the other plugins might be delayed, and this new block, well, it's kind of like a block. It's kind of like it won't be like loaded. There'll be no protections for it. So while it can't be destroyed, you can still right click it and take all the armor off and just run away. So you could encase it in barriers, and that's basically that. This goes for other things such as like you know, like the little ender crystal things that heal the ender dragon or whatever. They're like entities, you know, when you click them or hit them with an arrow, they explode. So you can just spawn one of those in using, like, I can't remember which plugin does it, but it's like Essentials or something. And then basically you just encase it, and then people can't even, like, because you know, like how when you break blocks and then and there's like a delay where they like respawn in protected areas or something, and people can like shoot an arrow or punch within that time. So you know, you can't even break barriers. So you know, you're pretty fine there. Anyway, and now, you know, same thing with the armor stand is item frames. I think World Guard has this built in, but I'm not entirely sure yet. And when I did try it, it was like back in February, so it was a while ago now. But it didn't quite work, and people were able to run around and take things off the like item frames, and yeah, it was a big issue. But yeah, you can easily do it from there. Anyways, over here you can actually, with signs, you can put barriers in the way if you don't want players standing blocking them, which is really cool. And you don't necessarily have to just put it there. You could put one like up there and then one just there, and then leave it in the middle empty so that people can see without these like weird border like graphics coming through. Because yeah, so you still can't break through, but yeah. So that's pretty cool anyways, if you just want to look at that. Yep. And then over here you can kind of do it with like minecarts as well. Like if you want to show how like redstone mechanisms work or something, then you can have this out in the open, and you know, people can't like run into like your minecart thingy and just get in and start like destroying things or something. Because I'm like, same story as the item frame and armor stand. I'm not sure if World Guard can fully cover minecarts and boats, I think. Anyway, this is another cool one. This is like if you want your like minecart track rail things to not like be chunky with blocks underneath, you can like have just have them like this. Oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of like a half block, like 3/4 of a block. But yeah, you can just have them resting on here, and so it makes the track look like just thinner. And then you could like maybe have like just one of these fences underneath, like a pillar or something that adds effect. Anyways guys, those are just some simple uses or ideas that you could use barriers for, because people kind of telling me that they didn't really know what to do with them. Anyways guys, it's Blasters 101 here. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Bye.